Things have been a whirlwind at my house. I haven't even really believed in the supernatural or anything like that. This past weekend has changed my mind. I've witnessed things that I thought only happened in movies or stories. After this weekend, I think I'm ready to move out, no matter the cost. I woke up on Saturday night after falling asleep on Friday. I had nightmares almost the entire time. I can't believe I slept that long and could still wake up insanely tired. I laid in bed a while, listening, waiting and trying to wake up. I didn't hear a sound in the house. The door was barricaded and locked, so I'm glad that worked. It took a little while, but I managed to get up and walk into the bathroom. I looked terrible, but didn't pay much mind. I hopped in the shower and rinsed off, got dressed, and decided to venture out of the room. I hadn't heard anything the whole time I was up. Maybe I was just sick and all of this was a fever dream. I moved the dresser and unlocked the door, took a deep breath, and opened it. My eyes were fixed on down the hall, staring into the dark. I slowly walked out into the hallway and reached for the light switch. The light popped on and nothing seemed out of the ordinary, to my relief, aside from some black stains on the carpet and walls. I didn't think much of it until I turned around to close my bedroom door. Claw-like marks riddled the wooden door, like something was tearing at it to get inside. I recoiled and almost passed out, but caught myself. I looked down the hall and still, nothing but the black marks. I walked slowly and reached the stairs, then tiptoed into the kitchen. Every single cabinet door had been opened, and some had been ripped off their hinges. Some were even, I think, chewed on. There were marks all over them. More of that black stain was around, and as I investigated it, I didn't touch it, I just used a spoon to poke it. It seemed to be a black, goopy substance that once it was on the spoon, it didn't wipe off. The back door was wide open, and as I checked, the front door and garage door were the same. I looked around, found my keys and headed to the car. I got in, turned it on, and then sat there. I didn't want to put the car in reverse. I sat there for about 20 minutes, in fear of seeing something in the backup camera. I took a deep breath, looked away from the monitor, and backed up. I don't know if anything was there while I was backing up, but as I got to the end of the drive, I could see something out of the corner of my eye, right where I had seen her for the first time. The girl was there. This time, she was looking away from the camera. I should have just drove away and got a hotel room or something, but I was getting angry at this point. What the hell was going on, and why wouldn't it leave me alone? I looked into the rearview mirror briefly, and of course, saw nothing. But I glanced back at the monitor. I clenched the wheel. The girl was facing the camera now, and much closer to it. Also, it wasn't the girl anymore. Whatever it was, it looked like it had been hit by a truck a few times, then thrown into a tar pit. There were a few strands of hair coming off its head, and its eyes were a bright yellow, staring directly at me. It looked like it had long black and white claws protruding from its hands, and I think I could hear them clicking against each other. I would say it looked like a swamp monster, except covered in black slime and talons. I hit the gas and sped away. I think it started walking in the same direction, but I can't be sure. I blew the stop sign turning out of the development and didn't look back. I drove through the city, down the highway for what seemed like hours, and ended up in a small town. I pulled into a motel and sat there. I can't say I didn't cry a little. I think the emotions of seeing that thing had gotten to me. I gathered myself, and after checking around me using my phone camera, I got out and headed into the motel office. It was a cheap stay, and the clerk was very nice, noticing I looked rather distraught. She gave me a free drink coupon for a diner down the road, which was thoughtful. I got back to the car and grabbed my bag. Thankfully, I had my work laptop with me and could use it. I always keep a pair of gym clothes in the car too, so I had something to wear later. I got to my room, a nice little place with a bed and a nightstand, a little desk in the corner, and an old TV. I don't think this place has been updated in 20 years, but it was well kept. I laid down and watched some old reruns for a little while, trying to calm down and think about what to do next. I figured maybe I should contact the other neighbors and see if they'd ever seen anything weird going on, or hell, even seen that creature. But I wasn't going back there yet, and I didn't want to seem like a psycho to my newish neighbors. That's when it hit me. For some reason, I remember one of the neighbors saying in passing that the old man used to have kids, but they hadn't seen them in a long time. I knew his name, so maybe I could look up his kids. I got online and searched, but to no avail. No obituaries, no yellow page numbers, nothing. I kept at it for a while and finally got a hit. There was a lady with the same last name, but she had changed it on her Facebook, so it was hard to find, but apparently she slipped up and used it once on a post. I have her address now. I can't find a phone number. I messaged her, but I was instantly blocked. I know it's probably a really bad idea, but I think I'm going to go to her. I need answers. I don't even really care about the house anymore. I'm moving into an apartment in the city, around a lot of other people. But I don't want to sell it to some other helpless person and leave them with this mess. I might run to the store and get some nicer clothes so I don't look like a bum showing up to her house. I'll also write a note so that in the case she doesn't want to talk, she can just read it and hopefully that pulls her around to giving me info. I'm locking the door again and putting this desk in front of it. That seemed to work last time, and I'm not taking any chances if that thing was following me. To everyone still listening, thank you for the feedback and ideas. I'll update you all soon.